This is In Touch with Terri, a power-packed podcast for the medical aesthetics industry.
I just discovered your podcast, and I feel like I've hit a gold mine.
She's our inspiration.
This is someone who's got a lot of knowledge. She's been there, done that.
Terri Ross is a former Fortune 500 executive, international speaker, founder and CEO of Terri Ross Consulting, and co-founder of the 4S Summit, a sales and business mastery workshop for aesthetic professionals.
Terri is always approachable, always there for you.
It's nice to have somebody in your corner that can say, I got it.
In Touch with Terri will bring you solutions to increase operational and employee efficiency and practice profitability. Plus, feature some of the top industry experts as guests.
Terri, your courses and your podcast are just so helpful.
She made me feel like I could do this.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go!
Now, here's Terri.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of In Touch with Terri. For my diehard tribe and listeners, thank you so much for your unconditional dedication to the podcast. You are the reason. And for the new listeners, welcome. I am really excited. This is episode 98. As we wrap up 2024, what's going to happen? New body, new you. We're all going to be at the gym grinding away next year. And I'm super thrilled to have a dear friend of mine, somebody who I have gotten to know well, both on a personal level and a business level. So I'd like to introduce Alex Wayenberg. Alex, hey, thank you, honey, today for joining us.
Hi, Terri. Thank you for having me. I'm super excited.
Long overdue. So I say this every episode, but I truly mean it, because the only guests that I have on here are people that inspire me, that I respect, more importantly, that bring something to the table. So I know all of you, in terms of what Terri Ross Consulting does, is really help practices be efficient and be profitable, expand their businesses, and really look at areas of opportunity within the organization. And we all know what is hot right now: GLP-1s, looking fit, being healthy. So Alex is an inspiring CEO and innovator who truly is at the forefront of technology and entrepreneurship. Alex leads and is the CEO of ShapeScale, which is a groundbreaking company revolutionizing the health and fitness tracking with their flagship product, ShapeScale, which is a 3D body scanning scale that is truly transforming how people visualize their health and progress. His journey is nothing short of remarkable. He's got a background in micro and nano systems engineering from, you're going to have to tell me, what is EPFL?
EPFL is the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology. It's kind of MIT for Europe. And yeah, it's one of the top engineering school in the world, and very inspiring place to study. And many of the medical innovation in Switzerland is actually coming from the EPFL.
So you guys, he's a little bit smart. We got a smart, but he's got a decade of experience really designing and manufacturing devices. His career spans co-founding award-winning startups, developing cutting-edge technology, and really mentoring future leaders in the startup world. So in this episode, I really wanted to end this year strong, give you a true foundation of Alex's background, what ShapeScale is, how it is making a significant impact into not even just the health and wellness field, but the aesthetic market, how our clients have had tremendous success with their patients and really leveling up the journey for patients, more importantly, driving revenue. So again, Alex, thank you so much for being here. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about you and your background before we dive in?
Yeah, definitely. So actually from Belgium, and like Terri said, I studied nanotechnologies and biomedical engineering in Switzerland at EPFL. That's where actually I started my first startup, which was a spin-off out of the EPFL. We developed wireless sensor networks. After exiting this startup, I started product design and development consultancy that led me actually to live in China and in Hong Kong. It's while I was living there that I actually got the idea for ShapeScale. I'm really passionate about fitness. I did a lot of gymnastics when I was younger, so Olympic gymnastics, which really trains every single part and muscle in your body. And I'm also an avid surfer and really passionate about technology, ShapeScale went through Y Combinator, which is one of the most famous startup accelerator here in Silicon Valley, where we get to meet with former founders that are helping you, such as Sam Altman, as you may know, as the founder of OpenAI, Michael Seibel, etc. We were also part of StartX, which is the accelerator of Stanford University, where I'm still helping other entrepreneurs building their startup and wherever I can. So yeah, been living, on different continents across different culture, and now based here in San Francisco, trying to bring everyone's fitness and health journey to the next level.
Thank you, Alex. And truly, he's going to kill me maybe for saying this, but we had our 4S summit in December, and I'm going to say Alex has some dance moves too. He's got
Yes.
he's got some dance moves. So he's not joking when he says he trained for Olympic gymnastics. You're going to want to get scale, but when you see his body, you'll know what I'm talking about. So,
Thank you.
Alex, I have so many questions because I'm sure people have other types of body scanners and they're going to, be questioning what is different. But let's talk about ShapeScale. What is it and why should people care about it?
So ShapeScale is a 3D body scanner, and it's different than other body scanner that it actually creates a photorealistic scan of your body. It has a robotic arm that rotates around the user and capture 100 million 3D data point with millimeter accuracy, as well as 600 images. So more than a gigapixel worth of images to create this detailed copy of your body, which is basically a digital avatar that is very accurate. And on top of that, so you can literally put yourself in augmented reality and experience you like you have your double in the room and see your body like other people's do. And that's truly a wow moment. The first time you see your body, this is different than any other body scanner. And then on top of that, obviously, we're using all this data to take precise body measurements, including circumference measurement, volume measurement, but also we estimate body composition. So you can track progress in fat loss, muscle gain, and we have like groundbreaking computer vision algorithm that allows you to see exactly where you lose and gain the weight with colors. So in blue, we can show you the areas of loss, and in red, areas of gain. So that allows you not only to understand the metrics, but also understand the contour changes in your body and visualize results in a way that is far more engaging and impactful than any other traditional method. So basically, ShapeScale combines a before and after photo, tape measure, volume measurement, a scale, and a DEXA scan, all in a 1-minute scan.
I remember the first time seeing this, right? I don't remember what conference we were at. I had been hearing about your name, and then somebody was like, you have to go meet Alex. And I have been around this industry for 20 years. I've seen it all come and go, all the fads. And I think as we progress through this podcast, its capabilities revolutionary. And what it can do just medically from what you've shared to me is extraordinary. But when you talk about the red and the blue, let's kind of, because I've seen it, right? So your body, it shows the colors. Does that mean that if it's red, that is where somebody would gain or tends to put on more weight?
We call that feature the heat map. And basically you select 2 scans at 2 different points in time. And the color shows you the change, basically where the area have been growing or shrinking. And that's amazing for any kind of body contouring treatment, whether you're doing, I don't say name names, but, M-Sculpt, Cool Sculpting, any kind of, body contouring that you do invasive, non-invasive, you will be able to see the result with a heat map. And that's magic because a lot of these treatment in the initial stage, you do 1, 2, 3 sessions. People like, I think it's different, but I'm not quite sure it's working.
Yeah.
And there with ShapeScale, you can show with A plus B, this is working. Here you see the changes. Yeah. So that's really what ShapeScale does. And we call that seeing is believing. Right.
Yeah.
And
of course. Let's talk about what is the difference between ShapeScale and other body composition, tools available on the market.
Definitely. So traditional tools really only provide abstract numbers and percentages. while ShapeScale delivers tangible results that are easy for the patient to understand, because it's like looking at themselves. It's like a mirror that's traveling in time, and you can see the two different body at a different point in time. And you're not only seeing the numbers, you also see the visual results. And, for example, you can see, have I lost in a certain specific area, like have I lost in the love handle area or in the front of the belly? And there is really no other device that allows you to do this as seamlessly as ShapeScale. And there's also another thing is that we have built in a body composition algorithm based on a data set of over 1,000 DEXA scans that utilize AI, basically deep learning directly on your body shape to understand, different parameters such as body fat, lean muscle mass, but even visceral fat. And it's very, very accurate, and it's not as sensitive as, for example, a lot of the scale on the market are using bioimpedance, but this depends a lot on your body water level. So it can get very inaccurate whether you have exercised or you have taken a plane the day before or eaten, salty like sushis.
Shit. Yeah.
They will be imprecise. We have a completely new way to measure body composition that has way less of those fluctuations, which makes it much more reliable. And we have the accuracy to back it up with our very large data set of 1,000 DEXA scan. And if you know what DEXA scan is, it's a low energy X-ray that goes through the body that allows you to see the density of the tissue, and it allows you to differentiate between lean mass and body fat. But that's a medical device that costs $100,000, and you need a license to operate it, and it's X-ray, so you don't want to be doing it every day. There, it's very seamless. It's a 1-minute scan. It's only purely optic based, so there's zero radiation. So it's a really a big thing that we're able to do this the body composition in this way.
It's incredible. And how long have you kind of been in the aesthetic space and making such an impact now into medical spas and plastic surgery practices? And obviously, I'm a big fan for the upselling, the combination, the medical things it can do. But how long have you been impacting this space?
Initially, we had actually in mind that people would mostly use it for fitness and gym purpose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we stumble upon that, hey, our key differentiator here is that you can really look at yourself and these minute localized change. And we realized it was really late this year. It was kind of, I think, in April in Vancouver.
Yeah.
We went to our first, the aesthetic show. And basically we saw, 12 skin and plastic surgeons were like, hey, but everyone needs to have this. It's just amazing. And because it is really, and especially with GLP-1, there's that huge consolidation. People are using GLP-1 to, as a funnel to acquire more clients so they can propose them other treatment, because once you lost 15% of your weight, you want to go to the next step. Oh, I still have loose skin here. I still have these areas of stubborn fat that I want to treat. And it really grew like wildfire. So we were almost 100% gyms by that time. And now in just 6 months, we're in more than 375 practices. So we literally stumbled upon this new niche market that really, really need and value our tech. And we decided to go all in on this. And we have brought on some wonderful advisor, such as you as well, and really honed in. Oh, this is what we first going to do is transform the aesthetic experience by providing this source of truth.
Yeah, I asked, it was almost like a little bit of a trick question, because obviously that is where you and I met in Vancouver in April. But I wanted to point it out because you're, again, highly intelligent. Your background is insane with what you've been able to accomplish. And I think the industry is craving innovation, but facts, and craving the data to support. And there's a lot of hokey pokey bullshit out there. And there is. I mean, I think you were just there. I don't mean to say A4M just happened, and it is what it is. There's a lot of great stuff, but there is a lot to be leery about. And as a consultant, people ask me all the time, what do I buy? Where do I go? What do I get? And I am a diehard. I take that very seriously about putting my name to support something that works, who benefit the patients, benefit the practice, can make somebody money, and that just fucking works. And so, like, truly, your data behind all this is, I wouldn't be an advisor if I didn't believe in it, but it's changing practice. And congratulations to you for making just such innovation, but making such an impact in a short period of time in this space speaks volumes to your success.
Yes. And this totally resonate with me. And that's why when we met, I think it directly clicked. I think for me, the most important thing is to truly believe in what you do and approach everything with authenticity and transparency. And that's why I think when we met, it really clicked, because we're like, oh, this is a person that speaks my language, this language of we doing it because we love it and we want it to work. If you're not, and that's why we have plenty of things that help people transition to ShapeScale. That's why we have been so successful. Is like, if you don't like the device, we don't want you. If you're not getting the value, we don't want you to keep it. That's why we're selling mostly on subscription, because you have to get the value every single day or every single time you interact with the patient. And what you said is so true. And that's also why we were going after the gym and fitness. And I think all these industries are really consolidating now with GLP-1 and aesthetic. There's so much, snake oil, right? People who are trying to sell things that do not work. I mean, I've seen, like, the other day at A4M, I had a researcher who came to me, a doctor, researcher, PhD, and she's like, this place is like Disneyland for doctors, and they like to be told fairy tales, right? And you coming and everything you can do, anything. And you're just like, Disney. I found that, like, it's like doctors lost in Alice in Wonderland, right?
Yes,
but what matters is people success, right? You have to have people succeed, and that's what we help you to do. And that's what ShapeScale does, is that it helps you create this authenticity and transparency, because you're going to be transparent with what works and what does not.
Yeah.
And then now you are with your patient creating their future them with trust.
Yeah.
And that's so important, I think, in today's industry.
I'm cracking up thinking about I've spent many years at A4M to the point I was like, you're right. It is like hokey pokey, right? Get my crystal ball. And so
you should organize it on Halloween.
Yeah. That would be amazing. I agree. But when we met, and then thank you, you attended my talk, and you're right. We are just no bullshit. Like, let's do the right thing. I think what I was so impressed upon is that people retain us to, again, the sales, right? The patient journey is one thing. The sales training is another. And it's hard as a provider to open up conversations, right? And when we think about the challenges aesthetic practices face, they want more patients, but they need to maximize revenue potential out of them. We need to increase retention, and people struggle, and everyone struggles from the same thing. So what I'm loving about this, and that leads into my next question, is one, not only does it work, it's affordable. We'll get into that later, but people can have an open dialogue, to your point, to move a client through this journey with facts and science. So with these over 300 practices now being integrated into medical spas and plastic surgery practices, what is the success? Like, how have you seen? I personally know clients of ours that have bought 10 of your things, right? So I know that they're very happy, but what are you seeing, and what are the success stories you're hearing?
Yeah, we're hearing so many different success stories. And as you said, it really helps across the entire journey. It will help you increase conversions. It will help you increase engagement. It will help you upsell. and it will create referral. It will therefore, it will, help you get more client and increase the lifetime value of the client. I mean, obviously retention, right? And that's what every serious business owner should be after. And so in which way we are doing that? Well, and for example, with one of your earlier podcasts interviewee, Dr. Johnny Franco has 3. He's using it with every single of his patients is going through it. The first thing is that initial experience. This kind of a wow factor during that first consultation, because it shows the potential, and this tangible representation helps them build with them the treatment. They might notice, oh, actually, I don't want to work on this. This is what I really want to work on. That's where you have to work with them. And another of our clients, Alex in Vegas, have literally doubled their conversion on the GLP-1 treatment because they utilize existing data of patients who have allowed them, to use that data, obviously. But when they see someone, they always have kind of a patient journey that they think is going to be the patient journey for that person. And they say, okay, let's have a look at someone that looks like you. And these are the results that you can expect. Here's what's going to happen after 2 weeks, 1 month, 1 month and a half, 2 months. And they can see that person literally melting on the screen because you have this before and after, and it makes them relate into that. And it helps you set up as well the right expectation, right? There's always, when there usually disappointment coming from a mismatch between expectation and reality. There you set up the right expectation. So you're being transparent. What's going to be the result? And then that usually sells people. And that's why she doubled the amount of conversion. But then again, on the upselling, it's a long tail thing. You have your patient, if they are satisfied, over time, they will want to, do more things, but ShapeScale will help them spot these areas that they might be less happy about. They're going to be very happy with the positive results, but some of the treatments are going to come with side effects like GLP-1. Here I have this loose skin. Oh, then you're like, but we have something for it. Why don't we do software, right? And I mean, there are other treatment, right? Than software, Renuvion, etc. But so it allows you to, and you sell 1 or 2 of these treatments and you've literally paid for ShapeScale for the entire year, right? So the ROI is crazy, right? You would, and there's another thing with the engagement to go back to the engagement. Something magic about the product is that every single of your patient have access to the app because we have an app for the patient. You can decide if you want to share the data with them, but they have access to the app. So when they go back home after a session, they just go and look at their results by themselves, which you cannot do, right? It's like a continued service. And we have this magic thing as well that, I mean, every single of our customer love is that once you have recorded a patient in the system, you do the onboarding. We use face recognition to automatically link them. So the next time a patient comes in, they only have to step on it. And the body scanner will send the data directly to your portal and their app. And that's kind of, next level. And it's very hands off. Once it's done, it's very hands off. Hey, please go. They know how to do it. They get their data. And then lastly, because they have access to the app, well, it creates a lot of referrals. But once that they are happy, they're going to talk to their family. They're going to talk to their friends. Look at my body transformation. They're going to show it on ShapeScale. Next thing you know, you're getting more referrals from that person. I want to do it. I want to look like this. It's like, I want to feel my best.
I just really want to underscore, thank you for explaining that. I really want to underscore what Alex said because look, and I say this often, there's very few ways for a business to grow, right? There's only so much time in a day, so many hands that you have, so much equipment you can buy, overhead. It's a lot. And he just explained to you, and we're going to get into more in some of the data and the tracking, but there are so many clients that offer GLP-1s. And the patients, they actually only come in for that. They're not even getting a treatment plan. They come in and then they leave. So I really, you guys, I hope that's not you if you're listening, because to your point, they're losing weight. They need tightening. They need filler. They need a million things, right? They need so many things. And let's take this as an opportunity. So what ShapeScale can do, I think, from a marketing perspective, it's innovative. It's tech savvy. It looks fantastic. You can bring in new patients in the door. And now, to all of the benefits and features and benefits you just explained, in addition to the app at home, I want to come back. Right. So before, if we weren't doing the treatment plan, or you're uncomfortable, or you know that you need to do that, I mean, there is just a wealth of opportunity for people to, one, bring this on next year, or look at this as a way to exponentially grow the practice.
I want to rebound on this moment, right? It's first, I mean, if you're just doing GLP-1, you're leaving so much money on the table, right? You don't want to leave money on the table. Then the next thing that it makes me think of, the device looks fantastic. Actually, we just one of the most prestigious design award for the product called Good Design. And we actually just been announced as a 2025 winner in the medical field. So the product looked so futuristic, and we designed it with an industrial design firm that worked with Google, that worked with, a lot of high tech company here in the Bay Area. So it will make you look modern and futuristic, and that's what you want to be perceived as.
No, my God, of course. It's insane. I'm still waiting for mine, by the way.
It's coming. Actually, I have it right there. And I know you want to keep tab on Elliot. Can we talk about this? This is funny. I mean, that's gonna...
I know. I'm scared to get on it. I mean, I know, right? We have to do so many things. That'll be my Christmas present. Okay, let's move into... How does it assist with tracking the patient's progress, like we talked about, the data side of it?
The data side of it. Yeah, definitely. So the first time you step on the scale, you will get this really wow factor. Like I said in the beginning, you will be able to see yourself in 3D, both on the screen or in augmented reality, which means you can place your body in the room and look at your body walk around your body and look at your body from every angle. You can see yourself from the back. I mean, I have so many people who are like, I've never seen my butt like that, right? And this is kind of really fun. Just, that's the first thing that we typically let people, you have to let that sink in, right?
Yeah.
Because it is kind of a out of body experience, and you want the patient to just experience themselves the way they are because when you look at yourself in the mirror, there's kind of a dysmorphia. Like it's like your vision play on you. You're always looking at the same areas. You might not be looking at the right things, but looking at yourself through like another person is definitely gonna bring a more accurate view of yourself. So that's the first thing. You have the visuals. Then the second thing is really the body composition. We have this algorithm that evaluates your body fat, your lean muscle mass, your visceral fat, and all your measurements. You can have your waistline measurement, your hip measurements. So we have, tons of different metrics that we automatically measure. So that's the first scan. We also have a shape score and a health score that helps you evaluate your body proportion from an aesthetic standpoint. So for example, for a woman, it's waist to hip ratio. For a man, it's a lot the waist to shoulder ratio. It will help you understand, hey, what are these areas that you might want to focus on? And we also have a health score because we also believe a lot in longevity, and beautiful body is great. A healthy and beautiful body is even better. So we have this health score that evaluates your body age, visceral fat, functional muscle, and functional muscles are really important because it maintains basically your bone health, right? Over time, especially in older patients, you want to be, and especially with GLP-1. And why this is the problem, because when you're losing 15% of your weight in just, a couple of months, you tend to also lose a lot of muscles. And that's a problem, the muscle mass. That's a problem for several reasons. One problem is for this bone health and functionality of, your whole body, the way you move, doing sports, etc. The bone health as well. As you're getting older, you may have more porous bones, so you might be at risk of breaking your femur or your hip. So maintaining bone health should be really key. And that this has been outlined in, many recent books, such as, Outlive from Peter Attia. It's one of the key elements of longevity. And then the other reason why you want to maintain their muscle mass is that because it consumes calories, their basal metabolic rate is going to drop if they lose muscle mass. And that's a problem because they're doing the GLP-1 treatment, but at the end, they're going to have less muscle mass. They're going to restart eating kind of the way they were before.
Yeah.
And because the BMR, the basal metabolic rate, is lower, they're going to at rest spend less calories. And that means that if they eat like before, they're going to regain everything. And this time, it's not even going to be muscle in there. It's going to be mostly fat. And that is terrible and it's dangerous because a lot of this fat is going to be around the organs, which is going to be visceral fat. There's also another reason why you really want to utilize ShapeScale and if you're doing GLP-1, is that you need to differentiate today. A lot of, there are a lot of people proposing GLP-1 treatment. Even HIMSS is proposing GLP-1 treatments. Why they should come to you? You need to have the personalization. You need, and it's always Johnny Franco who tells me that the personalization level that I can bring when I create this plan, this treatment plan. And I love what you guys are doing at 4S and in the conference of explaining, hey, these are the treatment plans we can build because they create a journey and trust for the patient. Now, that's everything that you get from a single scan, but the magic happens when you come back for a second scan, because we have all these algorithms where you can have 3D side by side, augmented before and after, where not only you can see the visual changes, but you can see the numbers at the same time and pinpoint each areas that has changed. Have you increased your biceps? Have you getting rid of for example, I tend to store in the love handles. And after and you probably can see somewhere in one of my presentations that I showcase my own result. And because it's authentic selling, right? Because I believe in the product, because I use it and I know that it works, right? And that heat map feature is kind of magic. You pick 2 dates and you can see literally with colors, you do a quick 360 and that's how my body has changed. And then you do the side by side and you see exactly, I lost 2 inches here. I start. So 2 inches on the waistline because of the GLP-1, but I started, this new squat program with the program that was recommended. I can see I'm gaining in the hips. I'm keeping these muscular hips, muscular legs, which, in turn are gonna, make you healthy. So you can see all those changes local.
You know what's interesting, and this is a little, look, I'm not on GLP-1s, and there's so many people that are, but what you just said is a bit fascinating. So people on those products, they're not hungry. So to your point that they're losing muscle mass, right? Metabolic rates coming down, they're skinny fat almost. And so how do you build up muscle when they don't want to eat?
Yeah, exactly. It is a problem. It is a problem because you actually need the protein to build the muscles. And you kind of want to, they should directly be on some kind of resistance training at minimum, right? Because then the body reacts as well to that and say, okay, this is what I should not lose because I'm using it. The body always finds the way and flows like water. So if you're using your muscles, even if you're not eating, it will realize, I need to keep this because I need this to live, basically. Yeah. And so I think everyone should have this kind of, resistance training or some exercise program build in their GLP-1 program.
So let's just dive into, everybody's going to want to know, okay, how do I get this? How much does it cost? Let's talk. I'm a super big believer too about support of the company. How does the integration work, when people purchase it, and then we'll get into the pricing of it.
So there are two options. Most of people, so 90% of our client will get it on subscription.
Okay.
Which starts at $199 per month. And if they pay annually, if you really want to pay just monthly, that's $299 per month. And there's no upfront cost, right? So there's like literally you're taking zero risk. It's not like all other companies will make you buy an expensive piece of equipment.
Yeah.
And you don't know if you're going to be able to have a positive return on investment. No, there you can get started on a subscription tomorrow and take zero risk. And after that, you're on a 45 days paid trial. And after you convert into an annual contract, because, that's kind of necessary for us. But during those 45 days, you have ample time to understand whether it's going to work for you. We're going to be on top and helping you and onboard you. We have digital video onboarding, tutorials, best explanation about best practice. We'll give you marketing material. You can also do a personalized onboarding session with our team. And the other pricing model, if you don't want to pay for a subscription, and the subscription includes everything, right? You can give access to the app, to your patient, etc. There's another model. If you don't want to pay for a subscription at all, it's $9,780. And then you have everything. And that includes the device and the app, etc. as well. But then you don't have to pay for a subscription. So it's one or the other.
I mean, this is truly, the model is incredible, extremely affordable. Now, you and I talked, and I don't think the technology is quite there yet, but is this eventually going to be sold to like consumers?
Yes, definitely. So so that's why it's so easy to use, because we actually build it with the consumer in mind, and we're going to have a version that's going to be launched for consumer next year. We actually already have it being beta tested in 200 homes of early adopters, of people who have pre-ordered it. And the NPS, so the Net Promoter Score, which is something that you should also track in your business, our NPS is very high. It's around 75, which is like comparable to Apple and Netflix. So the device, and so we build a device that anyone could receive a ShapeScale in their home and set it up by themselves tomorrow. So the whole product is built like that. And therefore that really helps also professional to use it, because it's very user friendly. Everything works from the app. It's literally 3 tap to invite a new client. You can, also export the result in PDF and to put it in your EHR or EMR system. Probably next year, we're going to start working on EMR, EHR integration with a couple of the flagship companies. So very simple to get started and get going with it.
Oh, this was incredible. I don't know about you guys. Every time I talk to Alex and, I learn more about what this product can do. Alex, any last words for the listeners? And then I'm going to, really give everybody information on how they can find you, get a hold of this. But you guys, Tribe, I really just do want to say that this technology, I've never seen anything like it, not just from what he said in terms of winning the award. So congratulations.
Thank you.
No, it's really futuristic, but more importantly, that it's not like anything on the market today. It's not like something that you have in your practice that doesn't do this full scanning, that doesn't do this app, that doesn't allow or have a desire for your patients to come back. Because I'm sure you may be saying to yourself, if you're listening, hey, I have a very busy practice, right? I always say busy doesn't mean being profitable, or I'm doing really well in these areas. But what if for a very small investment, and it's always about the return on investment, right? This thing can actually innovate you when you're trying to be creative and innovation in this competitive space, right? What is your value proposition? Why are people going to want to choose you? How do you do it better, differently, smarter, faster? There's so many benefits to having ShapeScale in your practice. So I know it's obviously increased. We talked a lot about conversions, retention, lifetime value, revenue. I mean, there's so many benefits. So Alex, how do people, if they're interested, how can they reach out, get it?
They can just go on shapescale.com. We have a business website, so business.shapescale.com, and they can get all the information there. They can also get in touch with me, alex@shapescale.com, if they have questions or if they want to book a session. Martin do virtual demos. So if you get excited about this and want to show this to your doctor or, people who are, working with you, we can organize, a virtual demo. And if not, you can just go on the website and directly order it from there. Very simple.
So you guys, you heard the fees, right? $299 a month. Oh my God. I mean, this is
$199 a month. $199 a month.
I was trying to double it for you. I was trying to get you a little bit more money here.
Yeah, we could. I mean, a lot of people tell us, "Oh no, you should charge more. You should charge more." But you have to. Yeah.
Well, see, I was trying to do I don't know that I want to look at my backside right now, but I can't wait to get mine. But Alex, it was so amazing to finally have you on this episode. I think it couldn't have come at a better time as we wrap up 2024. Everybody's going to be in this mindset of growth and forecasting for next year, ways to elevate and be different. So I hope that you found this episode valuable. You guys can also equally reach out to me. If you go to ShapeScale, use Terri's tribe that you were referred. And Alex, thank you. It was such a pleasure to have you on this podcast.
We'll give you a special deal if you come from Terri. Definitely.
So thank you, Alex, honey, for being here. Incredible. Congratulations. And thank you, tribe. I just cannot wait to see your beautiful faces. If you found this valuable or if you want to share this with your colleagues and friends, please do so. And as always, I love your comments. Thank you for making this possible for me. And this is super exciting. The next episode is still going to be in season 9, but episode 99, going on my 10th season, 100th episode, something super exciting to come. But this was incredible. I wish you guys the happiest new year, and I can't wait to see you on the next episode of In Touch with Terri. Ciao, guys.
Thanks for listening to In Touch with Terri. Want to take your practice to the next level? Terri Ross has launched her business and sales mentorship for the first time, and it's available to everyone. No more spending thousands on conferences. Get Terri's expert knowledge for a fraction of the cost. It's time to level up your business. Head over to patreon.com/Terri Ross Consulting and sign up now. We'll have the link in the episode notes to get you in on this groundbreaking offer. This is your chance to get ahead, so don't miss it.